Well, that's Grandpa's boot. Got a new boot, Frankenstein boot, I call it. I injured my foot. Now I got to wear this big plastic boot for a while my foot gets better. Anyway, in celebration of my Frankenstein boot, I've got a boot, a book about boots. It's called If the Shoe Fits. This one doesn't fit so good, but it fits. Anyway, we'll read this here story and see if somebody else is wearing a big plastic boot. Anyway, here we go. If the Shoe Fits. Allison Jackson, illustrated by Carla Firehammer. That's a neat name, isn't it? Firehammer. Anyway, it looked like it used to belong to someone called Walker. I think kind of funny, Walker with a boot. Anyway, or a shoe, I guess they're going to call it. Looks like we got Grandma and some kids down here. There's a kitty cat. There's a dog and a kitty cat. Anyway, there was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread, then took them to live in a new home instead. Huh. That almost kind of rhymes, doesn't it? She left the old shoe to reside in a hat, which she shortly discovered they shared with a cat. The cat played a fiddle from morning till night, and then danced with a spoon till they all fled in fright. The woman then moved to a warm woolen coat, but all of that lint sorely tickled her throat. When little Jack Horner stopped in for some pie, she decided to give a New Haven a try. She huddled her children inside a green sock, which someone had thoughtfully hung from a clock. But a hickory-dickory mouse scurried through, and she fled with her broth and her family too. Look there, they're all living in a sock hanging from the clock. Now they're in a sink. The clock just struck one as they jumped in a tub, but 3 men were sitting there, rub-a-dub-dub. A butcher, a baker, a candle man too. So they hid in a wall. Where else could they do? Or what else could they do? The wall soon attracted the king's horsemen and men, for it seemed that an egg had exploded just then. So she called for her children and gathered them up, then fearfully led them to a china teacup. When little Miss Muppet tried taking a sip, the old woman grew peevish and tickled her lip. The girl dropped the teacup and ran for the door, while the mother transported her children once more. The family then settled inside a torn glove. Still the children did nothing but push, yell, and shove. Then 24 blackbirds arrived seeking shelter. She instructed her children to run helter-skelter. They discovered a bowl that was empty at last. But then King Cole grabbed it, preparing to feast. The family escaped from that terrible house and sought further refuge, invading a blouse. Ooh. The blouse was then seized by the good Queen of Hearts, who slipped it on quickly to start making tarts. So the family slid down the seams of her sleeve and into a jar, but would you believe? The glass jar belonged to old Mother Hubbard, who immediately snatched it to put in her cupboard. But the woman and children did manage to rock it. The jar overturned and they fell in a pocket. The pocket was part of a red satin vest, which the Grand Duke of York wore while puffing his chest. He puffed it so full they were squeezed from his suit, and landed one by one in his black leather boot. Ooh, another shoe. Black leather shoe this time. Now the boot was too small for a family this size, but the woman had grown much more patient and wise. "If the shoe fits, then wear it," she said to her clan, and she led them right back where the story began. She was still an old woman who lived in a shoe, and she still had those children, but she knew what to do. She gave them some broth and kissed them all their faces, then tucked them into bed and tied up the laces. The shoelaces. And that's it. Looks like they all went to bed. Well, there you have it. Mother Hubbard and her shoe. I think it was Mother Hubbard. Anyway, it's a pretty good book. It rhymed. And it entailed a lot of different little nursery rhymes in there, too. If you're paying attention. Maybe someday when you get older, you'll recognize them and stuff. Anyway, it was a cute story, and Grandpa doesn't expect to wear this big old boot forever. So hopefully I'll get out of it here before too long, and it's just kind of a temporary situation while my foot has a chance to heal up. Anyway, hope you're all well and doing good. School's starting now again, I guess, and maybe you're having fun with that. Anyway, ask your parents about nursery rhymes. See if maybe they can explain it to you. Probably can better than Grandpa can. To me, nursery rhymes is, a nursery is we have a little baby at generally, and something that rhymes is something that two words that sound the same, and they're usually in the same sentence, and it has a rhythm to it. So anyway, maybe they can come up with a better explanation of what nursery rhymes are, because this is a nursery rhyme. Anyway, we'll read another book here before too long. It's getting to be winter time, so more books are coming. I went to the store and picked up a whole bunch more. Got some good ones too. Anyway, don't forget, Grandpa loves you, and we'll see you again someday. Give me a call sometime. Be okay. Love you. Bye-bye.